12 years to get a 4-year degree because I had an example. When I went to Michigan State to get my master's, I used my street smarts. Real quick test. You in the hood, it's 9 o'clock at night, the sun went down, you got a car just creeping through the neighborhood, 10, 15 miles per hour, right in the middle of the street. All of a sudden, tinted window, the windows come down. What do? Well, everybody got that, right? But I asked the question because depending on what neighborhood you're in, if you're in another neighborhood, they might have a whole different answer. Car comes through slow, the windows come down, you walk up to the car and give them directions. You feel me? You might just go give directions, you feel me? They ain't about to be running and all of that, right? They like, East Grand River right up the street, make a left here, and then you turn quick right, and go straight, and you'll find it. No, in the hood, car coming slow, windows come up. Woo! Your boy was like, what happened? I don't really know. Who was that? I don't know. Right? Watch this. I want you to use those street smarts when you're in class. Right? It's called observation, deductive reasoning. When I went to Michigan State, I was the only black kid in the class, and I knew I couldn't write on the level that Michigan State wanted me to write on. But I was observing, and I watched Dr. Cusick. And every time Dr. Cusick would smile, he would always smile at Todd. Like Todd was his guy. Anything Todd said, he loved. I'm like, I'm from the streets. I can't talk to this teacher, but I can talk to Todd. So after class, I said, Todd, what's up, man? What you doing? My name is Ed. What's your name? He was like, Todd. I'm like, okay. In my mind, like, I already know. And I was like, Todd, where are you from? Arizona. Oh, you're not from Michigan? You don't have no family here? Nope. Deductive reasoning. You don't have family here. He ain't getting a home-cooked meal. I'm putting all my street smarts together. He's away from home. I'm like, Todd, where you eating at? Oh, in the cab. I'm like, okay. I'm gonna start taking my man to BW where the wings are on Tuesday because they're 25 cents. He don't know that. You feel me? I take Todd to the, me and Todd start going out to eat, going to the game. I'm like, Todd, I noticed you're doing real good in class. What are you doing that I'm not doing? Todd was like, well, first and foremost, Eric, you're coming in with the Malcolm X shirts on. You got like the Black Power thing going on. It's a white school. You might want to back up this a little bit. I'm like, no doubt, I got it, right? I'm telling you the truth. I start wearing khakis and an Abercrombie & Fitch shirt to class. I ain't never wore Abercrombie & Fitch before. I went and got me a couple Abercrombie & Fitch because that's what Todd was wearing, right? I had the khakis on. Listen to me, I'm closing. You got to hear me. I'm picking up this info. Todd said, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to sit up front. Right? And when he's talking, act like you're interested. Like, even if you're not, just go and nod your head, yes. I start sitting in front, I'll be right on it. He started talking, I'm looking at him. Right? He said, next thing I need you to do is, he got 3 books out. I need you to read his books, and when you make a response, come from his book. So I started coming, I read the article you did from Columbia University about this distributed leadership. And one of the things that you noted, he was geek, like, yes, I did right there. Woo! My grade went from like a 2 point, I left that class with a 3.5. He was like, you were one of my most improved students. I'm like, thanks, Todd. I love you, Todd. Right? Observe it. I want to leave you with this final one, resiliency. Right? Which just means the ability to bounce back. A lot of you are not growing up, in a plush neighborhood, in a plush environment. You don't have all the resources that you need. But I want you to know that the secret to success is being able to bounce back. All right? It took me 12 years to get a 4-year degree, but I never gave up. Every year I kept saying, this is my year. 5th year, this is my year. 6th year, this is my year. 7th year, this is my year. The 8th year, I'm going to graduate. 9th year, I'm going to get it done. My boy's like, you still here? My brother graduated. I'm like, next year is my year. You come back, I'll graduate. 11th year. I never forget studying. I was getting tired. I just didn't feel like doing it anymore. And what I would do was a trick. I put the cap and the gown on in my head. And I would hear the music, da, 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 and I would walk. Mr. Eric Thomas. I'm like, nah. I'd shake my man's hand. Thank you, sir. Walk on. I kept doing that. And the 12th year finally came and they said, graduated with a degree in business, Mr. Eric Thomas. And I walked and I got my degree. And watch this. The brother who graduated in 4, he is going to say nothing different than mine said. We both had the same degree from the same university. You hear what I'm saying? And then I went on to Michigan State to get a master's. Now I'm working on a PhD. It's not how you start, but you got to have resiliency. So real quick, Mike Tyson. Y'all probably don't even know who this cat is. Mike Tyson used to knock them all out. He was undefeated when he went against Buster Douglas. But remember, the first thing I started with was a what? The first thing I started with was a what? Vision. The first thing I started with was a what? Vision. Mike Tyson told his mom before she died, Buster Douglas told his mom before she died, I'm going to beat Mike Tyson, mama. And his mom died just before the fight. A couple of days before the fight, he had a vision. And the vision was he was going to do what?
Beat Mike Tyson.
Not beat Mike Tyson just to beat Mike Tyson. He was going to beat Mike Tyson before his mama. You know that's a different thing. Brother can tease your daddy all day. Your daddy ugly, your daddy this, that. You don't even pay no attention to it. Let a brother say, your mama, he can't even finish. My mama, what? It's something about mamas and guys, you know what I'm saying? You can't talk about my mama, right? My man said he's going to do it for his mama. Mike Tyson, listen to me, this guy was so strong. Mike Tyson, he usually beat everybody in the first round. Like if you made it to the second round with Mike Tyson, you was like the man. He made it to the second round with Mike Tyson. I can't believe it. Mike was knocking him out in set. I saw like 3 fights. Mike just came in, whoop, pop, pop. My man just fought. It's like they was ready to fall. I'm telling you the truth. They were ready to fall. They get their millions and walk away. Right? He knocked Buster Douglas down. Buster Douglas was the first person Mike knocked down like this and got back up. He got back up. I remember they was 5. He was still down 6, 7. He got back up. Like, all right, I think I can do it 10. He was like, come on. He's like, you sure? The rap was like, you sure you want to do this? It was like, you're going to make the same amount of money if you go down or if you keep fighting. So if I was you, I would quit right now. You straight? He's like, yeah, I'm straight. I got to go on. My man went on. Let me tell you something. He was the first person in history to knock Mike Tyson out. I don't know if y'all might want to go to YouTube and watch it. Mike was like, it wasn't no normal like just knockout like this, and then you know it's like 10-9. Mike was like this, and Mike was like, Mike was like, mouthpiece just all out. And they asked him at the end, how in the world did you beat Mike Tyson, the first one? He said, I did it for my mom. And guess what? He didn't win a fight after that. I'm just going to keep it real with you. My man Buster Douglas ain't won a match after that, right? You probably don't even know who he was. They came out with a video game named after him. Everybody was wearing t-shirts. Mike Tyson, he beat Mike Tyson. He won one fight, and he did it because he had a vision. He said, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat him for my mama. All right? So I'll leave you with that. Number 1, you got to have a vision. You got to know where you're going. You got to know where you want to go in life. Number 2, you got to have leadership abilities. Right? Number 3, you got to have that intelligence. You got to have the touch. Street smart plus book smart. I didn't get to it, but you need character. And finally, you need resiliency. You guys have been great. Give yourselves a hand.